We're going to bring to the call today. You all just wake up. Y'all sound so beautiful. You just sound so lively, and you sound like you're just ready to take charge. I know that someone just say, take charge and live large, and it sounds like you guys are doing it. You're just taking authority, and you're living good, and you're giving, and you're making a difference, and you know it's not time to sleep. This is not the time to be lazy. This is not the time to be at ease. This is the time to go to work. But you know what? This is fun work. This is some great work, and I'm going to tell you, I was just sitting here thinking this morning, family, it really hasn't even been a year. It has not been a year. Some of you are really just coming to the business no more than 2 or 3 months ago. And just look at what already has transpired. Look at what already has taken place. Listen to all the great success stories. Listen to how people are getting healthy. They're feeling good about themselves. They're wanting to exercise. I was looking at Trudy and Stan. I don't know if you all know Trudy and Stan. They're on Vicky Soto's team. We went to Las Vegas, and it was just so beautiful to see this lovely couple just in there, just swinging, hand dancing, and just living, just enjoying life, and just laughing and smiling. And it's just a good way to be. And already Team Effort Network has brought so much joy and so much success and so much freedom to everyone's life. I mean, look at the cars, the Mercedes-Benz and the BMW. It's already been given away. We're not even a year old yet. We just launched. All the iPads has been given, the $1,000 check that were given away at the pre-launch. I mean, so many folks walked across the stage and received a $1,000 check, and then the vacations that's getting ready to be given away, and all the 1 stars and 5 stars and 10 stars that's getting ready to come to the table. And everybody's like getting their happy back. And I'm going to say, I know Terry Whitener was getting his sexy back when he got that Slim by 10, but I'm saying everybody's getting their happy back. And it's just a great place to be, and it's a great way to be. Well, I'm going to bring on my business partner, but let me mention a couple of things at the top of the hour. There is a big event taking place this Saturday in Akankee, Maryland, and it's going to be hosted by Bernadine Johnson, Pastor Dale, and myself. Actually, Bernadine and Andrea Ray are hosting this event. Pastor Dale and myself are going to be there to present at that particular event there. And so if you check the calendar of events, you will see the address and location for that event. I know that Donald Johnson and Menlo are doing something in Richmond, California tonight. So if you're in that area, make sure you attend that event. And so just go to, the best way to get to the calendar of the event, go to the website, teameffortnetwork.biz, teameffortnetwork.biz. Scroll down to the bottom, you'll see where it says calendar of events. So click on there and find out where the TTPs and the big Saturday events are taking place in your area, because you don't want to miss it. Well, Pastor Dale, I know you're there this morning, but this is what I want you to tell me. I heard someone saying earlier, what happens at the TTP? So some folks have not yet attended a TTP. Can you believe it? Can you maybe share what happened at our TTP last night, or what do people expect when they go to a TTP?
Well, you definitely want to have your expectors on. You want to, if you've never been to one, it's going to be a moving experience for you, because it's going to be electrifying. You're going to meet a lot of new people, a lot of fun people, and, there's going to be a great presentation done of the product. So your guests that you bring will have an opportunity to sample the product. That's what we call a 10 tasting party. And you'll have a great presentation done on the product, as well as the opportunity from a business standpoint with our compensation plan. And then you have an opportunity to ask questions and just network with other people who are in the business, who are doing the business, hear some stories. I think that's one of the best part about the TTPs is the stories you hear. When you hear stories like Jesse Bowden, who has been so positively impacted from the diet vitamin D3, just when it relates to his type 2 diabetes. When you hear stories like Forrest Chapman and vertigo 39 years and now no vertigo, when you hear your story, Pastor Denise, and the stories that are told, that's what is the real power, is because these are stories of real people in those TTPs who saying, this is what I used, this is how I used to feel, this is how I feel now as a result of these products. Mel and Amy always talk about, that the best thing in communicating what the products do is to have people give testimony. Okay, what is the term that they use? something like testimonies are better than documentation or something like that.
We got to get Paul Jackson to tell us that. I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, so that's
what is it? Story tells, something about story tells and something sales, something like that.
Right. Well, that's what you hear. You actually hear great stories, and you know that you're aware of these products are working in people's lives. You start hearing stories about the financial blessing that has happened in people's lives as a result of this product. So I would advise everybody to get to a TPP. There's so many on the calendar now. And if there's not one in your area, host one. There was a guy, who was he from, in Las Vegas, that reached out to you, Pastor Denise, said, send me the PowerPoint or something so I can do my own. And you can make your own PowerPoint or you can use the one we use. We just put something together and use that one. So, we'll share whatever we have with you to make sure that your event is successful. So, just take the risk and start a TTP, and if only one person comes out, it's a success because that's one more person that's exposed to this great company that would not have been exposed if you hadn't started that TTP. And guess what? The next week, they'll bring somebody with them, and the next week, they'll bring somebody with them, and you'll have a number of people at your TTP on a consistent basis. So, but somebody has to be a leader in your area. You're the leader. If it's not in there, if it's not being done in your area, then do it. We always say, if you don't see the model, be the model. So those are the things that happen in the TTP. And then when you see the wow factor on people's eyes, I just look at people when I'm doing a presentation, and you can see just, their mouths don't drop, but you can see in their eyes that their mouths have dropped. It's just like, wow, wow. Or somebody like Peggy Butler, she just sat there and just said, wow, 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 throughout the whole presentation. So it's always really good. It's always really good to see people's response to what we're bringing them and what we have. And so you can't replace that by, a phone call, and you can't replace that by a one-on-one conversation with people. I mean, they really just have to see and hear for themselves how great this company is and what it's doing to change people's lives.
There was a gentleman last night, Pastor, at the end of after the presentation is over, of course, that's the time to mingle. People are signing up. They're getting in position. They're taking advantage of the opportunity. But there was a gentleman there last night when we finished. He said, you know what, I needed this. He said, I've been walking around for I don't know how long. He said, I got this pain right here in my back. I got this ache here. He said, my neck has been stiff. He said, I'm having problems with my vision. He just started calling out all these different aches and pains and challenges he was having with his physical structure. And he says, I need every last one of these sprays. So it's really been a blessing to so many when you can bring them to a place where they can hear why they're having these different aches and pains in their bodies or these different challenges with their health. When they find out what the different diseases that are linked to vitamin D deficiency, that alone just kind of wakes everyone up. And they're saying, recently my doctor's beginning to mention stuff about vitamin D. So I think that we're going to really begin to hear a lot more about vitamin D. And that's awesome. I really think it's going to lead to a point where it's going to have to be a preventive vitamin that we're going to have to, it's going to be mandatory to take. And we have the best delivery system. So that's one thing, is almost confirming with everybody, wow, these aches and pains I've been having is a sign that your body's trying to tell you something's breaking down. But now we don't have to accept it. Now we can do something about it. And that's the great thing of it, to have something in your hand where you can either accept that ache or that pain or that sickness or that disease, or you can do something about it. And like we say, take the sprays. We're not doctors, but take the sprays to your doctor. Let your doctor see. It's all natural ingredients in the vitamin D and the B12. Let them look at it and give you thumbs up on it, and go ahead and feel better and take care of yourself. You only have one body. You want to take care of it. Well, Pastor Dale, we have a great speaker on the call for today. You want to introduce him and bring him on?
Well, I tell you, we have not heard from this gentleman in a while, so it's always great to hear from him. And he's been out on a major recruiting mission last we heard, and so we haven't had him on the call, but it's always good to have him on the call. And so we're going to go all the way out to the West Coast to Sacramento, California, and bringing our friend One Star, John PV. John, are you there?
I most certainly am, sir.
Wow, John, it seems like, I know it's only been a week, but it seems like it's been forever since we've heard from you. I know you're out there just, taking care of business, we have no doubt. But it's so good to have you on the call this morning.
I'm glad to be here. I'm super excited. Just like anybody and everybody, and a lot of people don't even know because I don't dwell on the negative. There's been some major challenges and transition that's been going on, not just even in my life, family life, and external, extended families. I mean, a lot of things that the average person probably would buckle down and quit. And this is all in the midst of, yes, I'm a father. Yes, I'm a husband. Yes, I'm a pastor. Yes, I have two businesses, my main marketing business and 10 and my video talk. And then I mentor and counsel. All of this, still have to keep this. It takes a certain level of mental fortitude, but most importantly, all of the trainings and the personal development and personal skill sets that I've developed that has helped me through this. And I'm telling you, again, you read on a day, sometimes on a daily basis when people are having nervous breakdowns, and it's a lot of different things. But again, regardless of the challenges, I've been persevering, going through, and not letting outside circumstances dictate my destiny, because I keep that in the forefront. Does sometimes you feel like getting weary? Absolutely. But then you got to let that mental game kick in. So that's it, Pastor Denise. I don't know if there's anything in particular. I had just one little thing, but I don't know if there's anything in particular that you want me to.
Well, I know, John. When you came back from Las Vegas, you got a vision. You went there. You had a vision. You may have had it before you went there, but I know that you've been. You said you were going to bring in a certain amount of team members, and you gave yourself a deadline to do it. So we just want you to just encourage others because we know people want to build their team. They want to build it fast. They see the vision. So highlight it. Some people are still hesitant about having a TTP. Some people are still hesitant about sharing it with other people. I can't figure out why. But just encourage those who kind of sitting on the wayside, because some folks are just in it all the way in. They just took off and they flying. I mean, all we see is smoke behind them. But there's other folks saying, I want to get in this race. What do I do and how do I do it? So just encourage those so they can catch up with us.
Well, I think that most importantly, I know that everybody is different in their everybody's on different levels as far as on their personal development. And it has to do with their upbringing, what support group they had around them, because somebody has a certain level of fear. They don't like talking to people. They've had bad experiences, and they're allowing that. But what I determine and what is a fact is that only we can stop us. Even though there may have been some traumatizing experience, I mean, literally, we have people that have gone through mental abuse, have been raped, and a lot of different things. But somehow they have not allowed that traumatic experience to hold them back. It can. I mean, because we are the only ones literally that can hold us back. With the choice and the different things that what we make. And me, it was something about a week ago, I was listening to Jesse Duplantis, and it brought back something that I learned back. And even though I'm doing it, and I've always done it, but I've been starting to teach and tell even people at the church and team members that you got to have determined thoughts. See, a thought is one. But a determined thought is a whole nother different thing. You know, people daydream. And, you know, there's one thing about daydreaming and really having real, like, mental and determined thoughts that have purpose and direction. You follow me on that? You know, they're the thoughts with intent. You know, I'm going to, these thoughts, and I'm thinking, and I'm like, how am I going to get this? How am I going to build my team? How am I going to help this person get this? You know, you only have control over what you can do, even on your team. And so if you could replicate and duplicate yourself into other people, hey, man, I know, you know, I would see, I'm already a millionaire. You know, that's something that I'm already, I put that out there, multi-million. That's been something that's been spoken over my life for many, and that is manifesting. But if you could duplicate yourself, your true self, who you are, your work ethic, what you do on a daily basis into 100 other people, would your that's what your organization would be like. So you got to look at that. And what I'm doing on a daily basis, if I had 1,000 people on my team, and you had all of that volume and those different things, would you still be at the level of where you would want to be? Because where you're at is where you're at. So if you don't like where you're at and things is holding you back, really take a self-evaluation. But to talk about those determined thoughts, I mean, you've got to be determined. Determined thoughts. You got to know the difference. Think about it. You know, have you ever, like, been watching TV, you know, and the commercial, like, for cake comes on the screen? You know, here's the first scene, the first shot. You're suddenly seeing close-up of the butter yellow cake with the chocolate ice cream, you know, and then you hear the announcers telling you how good it is. And here's a shot, too. That steam cake is coming off of the cake. It's sliding out of the oven. Now, I'm painting some mental pictures for you. And here's shot 3. You watch the fork press down on the top of the cake, and the cake just fluffs right back up. I'm making it sound good, y'all.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. I mean, I'm reaching for a napkin.
Like the freshest thing you've ever made. Then shot 4, they get a tight angle on the knife sliding across the top of the cake with that chocolate frosting. It's thick and so close that you can just reach out and grab it. And then here goes shot 5. A big old slice of that cake is sitting on the plate. As another fork cuts right down and lifts up quick to take that first. The act of that fork, you know, just coming up quick creates a perfect twirl, you know, on the icing, you know, when you lift it up and that icing, you know, like a kiss, a Hershey kiss. Right. Like it's just waiting for the fork to come in and take that next bite. You know, with the fork, it never does. Instead, you know, like the camera zooms in closer and closer to the cake. You know, the name brand, whatever, Duncan Hines or whatever, you know, and the mix comes on the screen. And it's all over. Then the TV is rolling on to something else. Okay, now here's where the thought hitters come in. You've just seen the commercial. Now, this happens to everyone. You don't even know it. It's happened. It don't have to be cake. It could be anything else. See the cake. You sit there for a second and imagine tasting that yellow cake or whatever your favorite cake is, the chocolate icing. It's just an idle thought, a passing thought. Now, what a determined thought is, it's intent and passion behind it. It has intent and passion behind it. A determined thought isn't content to remain idle. It gives you an idea. In this case, a determined thought gives you an idea preheating that oven. Then it's the kind of thought that actually gets you off of the couch at 10 o'clock at night. How many of y'all just got up out of the bed and went and got something? You was craving something. Sent somebody to go get it. Why? Because it came from a thought. It's a craving. It's a determination. I gotta have this. I'm gonna get that. It's the kind of thought that has you speeding to the grocery store to get that mix. The kind of thought that has you read the back of the box, kitchen, go through all the steps, take you to have the mixed cake, bake it, frosted it, so you can sit. Write that down where you were before at the TV watching, except with a hot slice of cake on your plate. And you got a big smile of accomplishment on your face. Now, you see the difference? An idle thought keeps you on the couch, but a determined thought gets you inspired to move. What is that? I mean, an inspired thought, not a determined thought, not just thinking, and I know that the man thinketh so is he, but where is that thought going? A determined thought. You got to have points. You got to have timetables, destination. When am I going to do it? I mean, it's going. It's like mental math. What are you doing? It produces the ideas. Many people go through life with big dreams, but they don't have determined thoughts. Now, it's okay to dream. That's a God-given thing. And make it that's what you're supposed to do. But you got what it takes, even change, what it takes to start doing what it takes and moving that dream into reality. Instead, they live in a world of idle thoughts, and which may entertain. And sure, dreaming, again, it's good. It's God is giving gifts to be able to imagine and to dream. Doing it better, because doing it actually will bring your dreams into reality. It's what moves your life forward and brings greater fulfillment. It all starts with a thought. Everything starts with a thought. Everything that you see started with a thought. And then people spoke it. Everything. Look around. Nothing that you see right now came here without somebody thinking about it. And then they spoke it, and then it's manifested. So there is many different things. Destiny isn't fate. It's not firm. It's not something that just happens to you or something that's going to happen no matter what. No, you are the architect of your own life. Hear what I'm saying? You are the architect of your own life. You have free will. You can choose to get up this morning and choose to talk to 10 people, or you can get up this morning and choose not to talk to those 10 people about the wonderful opportunity and the things that what you have. You have choices that you can make that will determine your future in your life, in your family, in your ministry, in your business, and that is what puts you in the driver's seat. You may not have picked the car. You may not have picked the town you live in, but you still have the power because you still have free will and choice. Sure, there are events that has happened in your life which might put you right back in a bad place or a good place, at that right place and that right time, where you can get into a place, but you have to choose to do the right thing. That Spike, we will do the right thing in the moment. Nothing is just going to happen. You got to make it happen. It's sort of like health and money. It doesn't matter how much healthy you are. If you don't have any money, you're not going anywhere. And you can have all the money in the world, but if you're sick as a dog, you can't do anything either. A God-given destiny is sort of like certain things have to be in line for you to get the best results. Ultimately, you're going to determine where you go and what you do in this life. There is I always remember some of these stories about rejection. And today, you're going to get rejected. You don't go out expecting to get rejected, but just know rejection is going to come. People just go, but still laugh, smile, and keep moving. Jack Nicholson, upon accepting his Academy Award for Best Actor, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, said something. He said, I dedicate this to my agent, who told me 10 years ago I had no business in being a serious actor. He said that. All successful people have stories like this to tell, like Albert Einstein. He failed at math. Winston Churchill, he failed English, literally. Failure is just another step on the road to success. If you get rejected by someone, they just aren't the right people for you right now. But you don't, man, you can follow up with them. There's a certain way. That's another training. Alex Haley received 200 rejection notices before Roots became a mega bestseller. Chicken Soup for the Soul was rejected by 33 New York publishers. The best-selling franchise has now sold over 50 million books. John Grisham's first novel, Time to Kill, was turned down by more than 30 agents and 15 publishers. There are now more than 60 million copies of his book in print. You know, the reviewer of Fred Astaire's, the first scene test, can't act. This is what he said. He can't act. He can't sing. He can dance a little, but we know what Fred Astaire is and what he's done. Lust for Life, Irving Stone, a novel that later became a motion picture starring Kirk Douglas and Vincent Van Gogh. It just went on. There's so many different things. Harry Warner, that's the president of Warner Brothers Pictures in 1972. Who wants to hear actors talk? Alexander Graham Bell, the banker, says, get that toy out of my office. Playing the guitar, John Lennon. It's so many different things. The Beatles anthology told how some of his fans made a sign of her quote and sent it to her. She hung it on display in the house, or he bought her with the money he made from playing his guitar. You're going to have a lot of rejection, but you're determined thought. There's a 4-letter word you must use when you get rejected. Y'all want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Next. Next. Yep. Remember, I'm going to close with this. Remember, the turtle progresses only when he sticks out his neck. I'm done.
Comes out that shell. But I tell you, you talk about painting a picture when and it really goes to show you the power of thoughts. And you can sit and you can think positively, or you can think negatively, but you're going to get the result of what it is you're thinking. But when you started painting that picture about that cake, coming out there, I tell you, and y'all know, everybody that's listening, y'all know y'all saw that cake. Y'all tasted that cake. I reached for a napkin to wipe my mouth. I was over here drooling. That cake was looking good. But look, that's how it happens. It starts with that part. You got to think about what it is that you want to do in your business and your life. Because if you can see it on the inside, we always say you can and you will do it on the outside. So whatever you're sitting and thinking, that's what's going to manifest. Let me bring on my partner, Pastor Dale. What you got to say about that? Did you drool over that cake mix? I know I did, man. Pastor Dale, I'm mute.
Sorry, I was talking away. But, there's so much going on. As you listen to what John was saying, there's so many people that are just interested in the stories we have. And, John is, as we call it, he's a star recruiter. He's the number one recruiter in the company. And we always are looking forward to having him on because you get tidbits of information that can help you to grow your business. So it's always great, John, for you to be on, man. You're always exciting, and looking forward to seeing you in a couple months.
It's San Francisco, Johnny. But actually, Johnny, you're going to be, I'm not going to ask you online. I asked you offline. I know your wife said she was going to send you out here next Saturday, so let me call her. You're supposed to be at our big event. But, John, thank you for that so much. And I do hope everybody do hear. And you heard Pastor Dale say John TV is the number one top recruiter in the company. He was a top recruiter in my video talk. He's been with Melanie Miguel from the very beginning. So he knows exactly. He has a wonderful video on YouTube on our compensation plan and just how easy it is to grow your business, on this compensation plan that we have and the product line. So look up John TV on YouTube and look at those videos. He just walks you step by step how you can grow your business. And being a top recruiter, he knows exactly what he's talking about. And idle thought or determined thought, well, you know what the word says about idle thoughts, right? Bringing it to captivity, bringing it to obedience. and be determined to grow your business. Be determined to do what it is you want to do. Don't sit back and watch everybody else make it. Cheer for them. Cheer for everyone that's doing well. Make sure you do that. Make sure you are happy for everyone else's success. But don't sit back and wonder how you can get it done. Take action and just get it done. See where you want to go. See how you want to do it. And then just take action. Right, John?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Determined thoughts. It's just not thinking about it, but the determined thoughts is going to get you up to doing something. It's action behind it. You're thinking about that. I'm telling you, some of us have gone through that. You just don't know it, but it may have been into just going to get some cake. It wasn't applied towards your business and helping your business to grow. So we've had determined thoughts, and some of those determined thoughts have been, even when I was in the world and doing some different things, I was determined to get my drugs and to do those different things. Wasn't that going to stop me? I thought about it, and then I found myself up doing. You follow me? So those determined thoughts, determine those thoughts to do great things in your business, in your life, in your family.
And you know what, John? I have a confession to make. I was holding on to this confession, but I'm going to make it because it's going to help somebody. I've gotten into this habit because, we're creatures of habit. So, and I've read the book before, The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. I've read that book before. I've read it several times before. But recently, like the latter part of last year, my children introduced me to this game called Candy Crush, right? They were playing this thing. And I always want to know what they're doing on these little iPads and stuff. I said, what are you doing? So they showed me how to play Candy Crush. Well, needless to say, they couldn't get it out of my hand. Once I learned how to play it, I'm telling you, it was so addictive, John. It was ridiculous. I couldn't believe that I would take that thing to bed with me. I'm sitting up in bed, and I'm up here trying to play Candy Crush. I'm like, what in the world is happening here? So I was finding all this time each day. About 10 minutes, give me 10 minutes. I was finding all this time each day to play a Candy Crush because you go to all these different levels, right? And then I got mad at Nikisha Bond because I knew Nikisha played. I said, Nikisha, why didn't you warn me about that game? Why didn't y'all tell me you can get addicted to that game? So every day I'm finding this extra time to play Candy Crush. And I start thinking, where in the world am I finding this time to play Candy Crush with as busy as my schedule is? I still have 5 children, and I still work, and, I'm doing this business and that and the other. I said, where in the world am I finding this time? And I'm up late playing Candy Crush. So I said, I know the only way you can get rid of one bad habit is to replace it with a good habit. So my good habit was I pulled out the book again, The Greatest Salesman in the World. And there's like a 30-month commitment on each scroll. You're supposed to read each scroll for 30 days straight, nonstop committed. And I still got that. If I can play this daggone Candy Crush every day, I can be committed to reading The Greatest Salesman in the World and be more of an encouragement and more help to myself and to others. And that's what it is. So I thank Candy Crush because Candy Crush allowed me to see that I can find time if I want to. And I replaced it with reading The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. And every day I've been posting some of the golden nuggets I'm getting from that book on Facebook because I want everyone else to grow and progress. And it's something about reading good information, good positive and principles. It's the principles, reading those principles, and you just begin to operate in them. You begin to think clear. You begin to make those positive confessions. And when people begin to speak negative, you know exactly how to respond to it. You begin to guard yourself. You don't let certain things in your mind that's not good. And so that's why each day, family, on Facebook, I'm posting different quotes from that book because those principles work. They really, it's almost like success will just manifest in your life. And all you did is just put the principles in your thoughts and your mind, believe and pray on it, and those principles will begin to manifest. So that's my confession. So I got it out. Thank you guys very much.
Everybody on this call can confess. Everybody on this call at least can get another hour to 2. I don't care how busy you think you are. People do so many different things that they could be doing and putting into their business, but they just do. They just choose to still say somebody else. It might not be Candy Crush. The other one, it could be that Farmerville, or whatever it is. It could be watching Scandal. It could be whatever it is. Everybody on this call can get another hour, to 2 hours every day that they can put in their business. They just, that's it. Yes, ma'am. But yeah,
wow.
I don't know who's going to do the quote, but if you're going to bring Kevin on, I got to say this one. Muhammad Ali said, "I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was."
Mm. Woo! Woo! Ooh, just let me sit down on that one.
Yeah. He said, "I am the greatest." He said, "I said that before I even knew I was."
Wow, that is a mouthful. I am the greatest. I even knew that before I said I was. Woo! I like that T-shirt. Getting the T-shirt, say that one.
That's right.
Well, let's go out to Atlanta, Georgia. Kevin Vaughn, what other quotes you have to go along with that one?
Wow, incredible, Pastor Dale, Pastor Denise, first 1 star. How you doing? And brother John TV, you guys are amazing. This is why we get on the call. And hi to everybody from Atlanta, Georgia, ladies and gentlemen. You know, one thing, Pastor Denise, I think you put out there and Pastor Dale put out there was DNA. You talked about the DNA, I think, on Facebook. And I just wanted to share that with you because you guys get me thinking all the time. We're always thinking about the next level. But DNA, ladies and gentlemen, DNA, real quickly, this kind of goes along with John was talking about, too, and the quotes will, too, as well, support what he just said. But the DNA stands for dynamic. You all are dynamic, no matter where you are on the planet. And the reason why, because you're moving forward, right? You're dynamic in that area. So the D is for dynamic. The N is for noble. Oh, I know you all like this one. Doing the right things to help others. That's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. This is in your DNA to be dynamic, to be noble. And the last one is the A, advanced. You are advanced in executing your business, ladies and gentlemen. That's the DNA that you have inside you. Hey, the quotes for today, Pastor Dale, Pastor Denise, and Brother PB, comes from Zig Ziglar. I know you all love Zig Ziglar. He is awesome. But this just goes along with what John has brought to light on his quotes. The choice to have great attitude is something that nobody or no circumstance can take from you, ladies and gentlemen. Part of it is attitude. Have the great attitude, and nothing can stop you. Always use the one about my beautiful wife, John and everybody. When I was dating my wife in college, I mean, a brick wall, oak tree could not stop me from getting to her, ladies and gentlemen. I had the right attitude and was still married for 34 years. The point is here, ladies and gentlemen, with attitude, nothing is impossible, ladies and gentlemen. Get excited about that. Hey, last but not least, Zig Ziglar says, when obstacles arise, I love this. I know John's going to love this. When obstacles arise, you change your direction to reach your goal. You do not change your decision to get there. Back to you, Pastor and John. Don't change what I'm talking about.
You can't lose up all the good ammunition, right, John? You just cannot lose up all the good ammunition.
You guys are amazing, man. What a great call today.
And I gotta say this. You gotta understand this. We don't have to do what we're doing. Pastor me, Pastor Dale, and Kevin, and all these guys don't have to be on it. But we know it's things like this that we want to provide a platform. These are the daily disciplines. If you do this, you're going to hear something. Even the people that maybe work on the 9-to-5 job, if you're listening to this right now on a recorded, this is it. You have to do something. You have to get these things in your personal development. Listen, these are daily disciplines that we're going to be here, and we're going to be until Jesus comes because the team going to be here for that time, and we need this. We need this. It's consistency. Consistency is the key to winning in anything. Consistency is the key to losing in anything. Because you can do something wrong and consistently get it wrong for the rest of your life. Or you can consistently do it right, consistently get everything right for the rest of your life. Consistency is the key. I don't want to preach no more, but that's it.
Oh, boy, I tell you, it's hard to cut it off. It's hard, but it's good. These are good things. This information we need, family, just because we're all winners. It's in our DNA, you know. And John, I'm gonna get you. I'm planting a C here, but we're gonna cut the call off right after this. Now, Kevin talked about. I sent out a text this morning about the DNA. Kevin mentioned DNA. Now, when you come back, I want you to talk about the DNA in a thoroughbred. What does that mean when you think about DNA as a thoroughbred? What's in his DNA? In a thoroughbred horse.
Okay, all right.
Okay, check it out.
All right.
We'll talk about it later, okay? But anyway, we're going to end this call. Don't forget, check the calendar. Go to teaminfantnetwork.biz. Go down to the bottom, click calendar of events. Find out where the TTPs are taking place in your area even tonight and tomorrow, because they're happening, and there's even some on Sunday. So check the calendar, check it out, and thank you guys for being here this week. It's been phenomenal. Don't forget the promotion is on the table. March Madness signed three new partners on the Diamond Package, and you get a free mini iPad. While Park the Stage in San Francisco, get that free mini iPad. The big event, March 15th here on the East Coast. Pastor Dale and I, the executive founding members of 10, and a lot of great leaders are going to be here next Saturday. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to cut it off right here. It's been a great week. Go out this week and make a difference in someone's life. Come back Monday morning, and let's share what we did over the weekend, okay? Be back Monday morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And know this, family, you are so loved. You are loved, and you are greatly appreciated. Thank you, One Star John TV. God bless you all. Mwah.